I'm a teacher. A parent emailed me demanding I fail her own son. When I read the reason, I printed it and showed the principal. I've been teaching AP English for 14 years. I've seen helicopter parents demand A's their kids didn't earn. I've had fathers threaten lawsuits over a B-. I once had a mother bring a lawyer to a parent-teacher conference over a book report, but I have never, in 14 years, had a parent email me asking me to fail their child. Isaiah Torres is the kind of student you get maybe once a decade. 3.9 GPA, National Honor Society, captain of the debate team. He wrote a college essay about growing up in a one-bedroom apartment that made our entire admissions committee cry. Stanford offered him a full ride, full tuition, room and board, everything. He was getting out, and everyone in that school knew it. So when I opened an email from his mother at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday asking me to give Isaiah a failing grade regardless of his work, I assumed it was a prank, or a hacked account, or a mistake. I replied asking for clarification. She responded in 4 minutes. Ms. Calloway, I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I was diagnosed 9 months ago. Isaiah is my only caregiver. He drives me to chemotherapy 3 times a week. He cooks every meal. He cleans the apartment. He manages my medication schedule. He does all of this and still maintains a 3.9 because that's who he is. If he leaves for Stanford, I have no one. No family, no savings for a nurse, no backup plan. And I cannot ask him to stay because he is too good a son. He would say yes without hesitating. He would throw away everything and he would do it with a smile. I can't let him make that sacrifice, so I need the choice taken away from him. If he loses the scholarship, he stays. And he never has to know it was me. I read it 3 times, then I printed it. My hands were shaking. The next morning, I was in the principal's office before the first bell. Dr. Reeves read the email in silence. He took off his glasses. He set them on the desk. He said, "Get her in here." She came that afternoon. She wasn't angry. She wasn't demanding. She was a woman in a wheelchair with a scarf over her head and hands that wouldn't stop trembling. She looked like she hadn't slept in months. "I'm not a bad mother," she said before anyone spoke. Then she broke. "I don't want to ruin his life. I just don't know how to survive without him. And I'm too proud and too scared to say that to his face." Dr. Reeves handed her a tissue. I handed her another. Our school social worker, Mrs. Alvarez, was already in the room. She'd been listening from the chair by the window. Mrs. Alvarez pulled her chair forward and said, "Mrs. Torres, I need to ask you a few questions because I think there are options here you don't know about." Within a week, Mrs. Alvarez had connected her with a state-funded home care assistance program. She qualified for 20 hours of free nursing aid per week. A local nonprofit added meal delivery 3 days a week. The oncology department at her hospital assigned a patient advocate who coordinated her transport to chemo. She had a team. She didn't know a team was possible. We never told Isaiah about the email. That was his mother's choice, and it wasn't our story to tell. Isaiah went to Stanford that fall. The first semester was brutal. He called home every night. By October, he told his mom he wanted to drop out and come back. She said the hardest thing a mother can say to a son she needs: "If you come home for me, I will never forgive myself. You stay. You finish. You do this for you. I am taken care of. I am not alone anymore." He stayed. He graduated last week. Top of his department. 3 job offers. He took the one 15 minutes from her apartment. Not because he had to. Not because he was trapped, but because he was free to choose, and he chose her. She was there at graduation. She stood up from her wheelchair when they called his name. She only stood for about 4 seconds, but she stood. He told me later that she whispered something when he hugged her on that stage. He said she held his face and whispered, "You came back because you wanted to. That's all I ever needed."